Your first appearance in the Droplet verse? Is that what you said?
I think so. No, I was featured in your London vlogs.
Oh,
They
you
don't recognize
were.
me, though.
Yeah. Shout out London, dude.
Okay.
Yeah, what's going on, everyone? Zach Droplet. I had to hop in here real quick and just let you know this is a video confronting our friend and getting his thoughts on Call of Duty Zombies after my other friend, Ethan, who you guys saw in the last tier list video, make his tier list. Now we're going to get Tanner's tier list here in a couple days, so stay tuned for that one. But this one, I'm not going to lie, the audio, it's a little bit chalked here and there. Their audio is very quiet. It wasn't supposed to be. It just turned out that way, so I do apologize, but still very insightful. You can hear him good enough, I hope, at least at most points in the video. Ethan might be a little bit quieter. Tanner, you can usually hear him a lot, though, and he's the one that we're mainly interrogating. So stay tuned. It's a very good video. You get a lot of intel, a lot of thoughts, and a lot of inside thoughts on my thoughts on zombies, Ethan's, and Tanner's. So stay tuned. Watch it. Hope y'all enjoy. Sorry for the bad audio. All right, Tanner. First appearance in the Droplet verse. We're picking your brain. We're getting your thoughts on zombies. And we're gonna see where your head's at before we make your tier list. You have some strong thoughts on Ethan's tier list. You guys see where your head's at? First question. Ethan, do you want to ask the first question? Nah. Okay, I'll ask first question. What's your first zombies experience? When did you first start playing zombies?
Kinder Coke
2 years ago.
Black Ops 1. We'll just Black Ops 1 Kinder Coke. I never played that one.
So Kino's the first map you played.
Yeah.
Have you played every zombie since then?
Yeah.
Okay. Gives me an idea. Even though I kind of already knew. Gives the viewers an idea of where you're at.
Oh, I believe in one of your videos back then, not too long ago actually, you said that World at War knocked around 100 isn't that hard.
Statistically, it is not as hard as other maps. No.
What other map?
Like every map that's outside of World at War is nowhere near as hard.
So
now,
you
guys
so hold
took
on.
that out of context.
No.
No. Hold on.
No.
You guys
No.
took that out of
Okay,
context.
that's fine.
You
That's
guys
fine.
took that out
I'm
of
just going.
context.
No, what you said right now, Tanner. You're saying
One thing at a
that
time.
statistically more people have got round 100 on knock than other maps.
No.
I got definitely.
Statistically,
what
if
is
you have a
statistically
Zombies
mean?
Pro, he's going to have an easier time to get round 100 on that map than he is on other games because there's less zombies spawning in. Like Shunonuma is such an easy map to get round 100 on because the game glitches out. I'm not saying I could do it personally.
So let's just get this straight. You're saying in general it's easier to. You're saying it's easier to hit around 100 on what than Kino? Or
On
Kino's
Black Ops 1
easier.
Kino, I would say it's easier to hit round 100 on Knox than Kino. Not almost every map. Every map in Black Ops 3 is infinitely easier than Knox because yeah, I just gave you an example. You take every. Ethan, no more out of you. Zach.
One more question. What map is hard besides Call of Duty? What map is hard to hit round 100 on?
Here, can I chime in real quick? I want to say something.
I
Tanner,
would love if you would chime in.
Tanner, how? I just want to know
I'm
how.
going down doing this.
How is it easier to hit round 100 on an older zombies whenever I just picked up a chopper gunner, a death machine, and a war machine? I also just died, by the way. Did you go down?
Yeah, I was doing the Kino. That's what I said. I'm gonna do the Kino now.
Oh my gosh, we suck. How's it easier? How's it easier to hit around 100 on those when I literally just picked up 3 multiplayer
said-
kill streaks that will allow
I
me
did
to
not say it was
win
easier
this
to
easily.
get round 100 on that map than new gen Call of Duties. I never said that. I never once said that. You can go back in the video. I said it's easier to get round 100 on those maps than it is on like Black Ops 1 or Black Ops 2 or something like that. And then
Okay.
you guys cherry pick the maps. In general,
I don't even know what's
I'm not
going
saying
on. I
do
didn't
it
cherry pick
personally.
nothing.
Tanner, how many round 100s have you got? And what maps?
It's a good question.
I mean, like,
Can I answer first?
yeah.
Go ahead.
I've had 0 round 100s myself personally.
Fair answer.
I know.
Okay, every Cold War map, almost every Black Ops 6 map. I got it on IX. I remember doing it on Dine.
That's cap. You would have blue screen.
What?
I said that's cap. You would have blue screen.
See if there's anyone left to save. Body cam block. I'll keep eyes on.
It's just a joke.
Yeah, it's just joking because you blue
I don't-
screened all the time on that game.
Oh, because that game.
I know. I know it's hard for you to take a joke. I know.
No.
Okay.
it's-
So,
I didn't go for round 100s back in the day, and now I did because I want something else to do.
Cold War and after.
That is a pattern for sure. Your highest round on an older COD.
I mean, I couldn't tell you that. I would have to, I hit round 100 on 9. Does that count? I'm sure I hit round 100 on a Black Ops 3 map. I'm just not thinking of it. Like, probably round 100 because once I hit round 100, I just put it out.
I feel like if I hit around 100, I'd remember it personally. I'm not saying you didn't. I'm just saying.
True.
Okay.
Yes.
Ethan, what about you? You ever hit around 100?
Yes.
Actually?
Yes.
Sorry you came here yet.
I'm slacking. I need to get on my game, huh?
I got
Ooh,
so it's fine.
I got a good question. This one's for everyone here. Me and Ethan were kind of talking about it earlier, but Tanner, someone commented on Ethan's tier list video. Guess haven't seen that one, check that one out before we make Tanner's. But somebody commented, they said if Shadows of Evil were released on a new game
yeah.
with the modern
Yeah,
mechanics, you would hate the map. What do you think?
I absolutely would.
You would hate Shadows?
Ethan on this. Me and Ethan talked about this in class a little bit today. I would absolutely hate the map if it was on new mechanics. Yes.
Really?
Yes. Shadows of Evil, which, spoiler alert for the tier list, is all I'll say about it. It's my second favorite map of all time. Second favorite map, like, by a wide margin. Number 1's clearly up there. Number 2 is way better than number 3, in my opinion. And then it gets going. But
Wait,
Evil
Shadows
like,
is your second favorite of all time?
Yeah, I absolutely love Shadows.
I'll have something to say about that once we get to the tier list.
No, Shadows is like...
Oh no, I'll have something to say.
So if they... It's just like if they took any other map, and they couldn't put a Black Ops 3 map. I have an argument for Rev just because Rev has so much going on, but even then I wouldn't. If they took any Black Ops 3 map and put it in this game, I would dislike it.
See, I just disagree. I feel like I would still like it, maybe a little less, right? Because it would have all these mechanics.
It's just because, like,
but I would like the map
mechanics they have
itself.
in this game, like, I just gonna be able to mantle on any car in the map or anything like that.
Okay.
Like, there's so many spots and like shadows that the mechanics we have now just make the map
Well,
not
here,
too easy, but just
here's my take on it. Look at the sky, Tanner. Just look at the skybox. Look at the setting we're in. We're literally in a neighborhood. It doesn't feel like I'm playing zombies at all. When I'm playing Shadows of Evil, I'm immersed in zombies, so I feel like I'd still like it even if it was on this game. I'm not saying I'd like it as much, but I'd still like it.
Well, exactly. I'm not saying. I guess I did say I'd hate the map. I wouldn't. If they released it, I would play it over all this, like in Black Ops 6. But it wouldn't make me happy by any means. I wouldn't be like, oh yay, Shadows. I'd be kind of pissed, especially because I love Shadows so much.
I also, yeah, they should never be re-releasing that map. That'd be ridiculous if they did.
Re-released a map like High Rise and they fixed all the shit that was wrong with it into this game. Maybe I would like that more.
What was wrong with Die Rise? That was a great map. Easily S tier.
Way better than people give it. No, thank you. It's above middle of the pack, but probably middle of the pack. I don't know. There's a lot of zombies maps nowadays. I love the Slick of Fire. It's one of my favorite weapons, so that's why I like it.
Okay, what's your favorite zombies game?
Oh, I mean, easily Black Ops 3. Like, there's no other answer.
Okay, at least we can agree on that much.
Tanner, what's your Mount Rushmore Call of Duty Zombies games?
How many zombies games are there? Like, are we talking about Treyarch or all time?
KIA.
And why does it matter?
How many zombies games are there? Let's get that out of the way before we can Mount Rushmore. Because
Cold War 1, 2, 3, 4.
There's like
Cold War
8,
6.
9, I think. Just off the top of the head, just thinking about it.
So
Listen, we're talking any COD Zombies, but we all know one of the right answers should be a Treyarch game. So
Black Ops 3, Black Ops 2, easily up there. Like, you cannot have a Mount Rushmore without those up there. Alright? And then
is that what you asked them? The
I
Mount
would
Rushmore of
personally-
COD Zombies?
Do what?
Yeah,
was
that's
that the
right,
question?
Mount Rushmore of COD Zombies.
Okay, I didn't. Sorry, I didn't hear you ask. I know my
It doesn't
answer
matter.
already
You can
then,
say
easily.
COD Zombies or Treyarch only. I'm only picking Treyarch games. Like, Infinity War had one good map. Advanced Warfare had shit. World War II had like a half decent map at best. Like, no, I would not pick any of those games. Only Treyarch. Anyway, Black Ops 1. Oh no, Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3 are up there. And then I would say probably Black Ops 1 because it does have. I'll talk about more of that because I have some stuff to say about that. But and then.
But it's on your Mount Rushmore? Black Ops 4?
No, not Black Ops 4. Black Ops 1. Black Ops 4 isn't.
I swear you just said Black Ops 4.
No, I meant Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3. They're up there. Sorry.
Okay, what's your fourth?
And then. Oh god.
What's your fourth? Because I also have all three of those on mine, but I know what my fourth is, and I know it's not your fourth.
It's probably
Cold War.
I loved Cold War. I thought it was so fun.
Ethan, your Mount Rushmore?
I mean, it's obviously 1, 2, and 3. The only good 3, the last good 3, however you want to put it. I mean, if you come
your
down to
fourth?
the extra one, it's either going to be World at War because it's a founding father. That's how it goes. But I mean, at the end of the day, there's only one other option, and that's kind of just got to be BO4.
So you have BO4 on yours?
I'm not. It's between BO4 and World at War.
Really?
BO4 at least had decent map design, where Cold War and this game have lacked a lot. They executed them poorly.
I'm between the same two for mine. Obviously, it's between World at War and BO4. I still have 1, 2, and BO1, 2, and 3 up there, obviously. But I'd give the nod to World at War to be on Mount Rushmore because it's the OG. If we're talking Mount Rushmore, I think it's got to be up there.
Personal favorites.
What are your 4 personal favorites?
My Mount Rushmore is my 4 favorites. Like those are the 4 best in my opinion. You know what I mean?
Cold War being in the head conversation.
Ethan, there has been 6 or no, I'm not saying that. 1.
6 or 7, you'd say?
There's been 7 Treyarch games, so Cold War being in a Mount Rushmore is not that crazy to say. Like what?
It really is.
No, it's not.
Tanner,
Ethan,
when you have
okay,
you
World
have
at War,
World
you're not
BO4
playing.
on.
What does World at War bring to the table? Be honest.
It's just
Zombie.
the
It was the
OG.
original Call of Duty game, and that's all it's got going for it. You can play that whole game in Black Ops 1. So there you go. There's World at War right there. It's in Black Ops 1. And it's arguably better in Black Ops 1 because the system feels way more better. Black Ops 4 has 2 good maps, and the system sucks. So Cold War needs to be up there.
World at War is definitely
You're
not
good.
better than BO1. Just saying.
So you take World at War out, then I'm still picking BO4 or anything after.
I think BO4 has 2 strong maps. I think IX and Ancient Evil are
Great.
arguably some of the best maps. Not that they've released ever, obviously. They are up. They're beautiful maps. They're great. But then after that, they have no good maps. Every other map is like
No good maps?
what else is in there?
Wait, hold on. What did you say was good? Repeat it.
9 and Ancient Evil. Those are the 2 best maps clearly.
Okay, so what good maps are in Cold War? Just so we can see where your brain's at.
So
Why
I
it's
would
on
say
your
D
Mount
Machine
Rushmore
is
over
a
it.
little bit better than mid. A little bit better than average. I didn't mind D Machine. Firebase C is not that great. I admit that. Firebase C is not that great. I did not have a good time. Mauer Toten is my favorite modern zombies map by far. It is one of my favorite maps that they made by far. Modern.
Remind me of that in a second. I gotta go. Remind me of that in a second. I want to ask you about that.
Okay. And then Forsaken, it's not that good. Forsaken's definitely the worst. Firebase Z, I think I don't know. I look at it as it had potential to be way better than what it really was. I don't like Firebase Z that much, but I think D Machine gets a lot more hate just because of the system that it's on. People that like Cold War like Ethan. I'm not saying Ethan has a bad opinion. A lot of people feel that way, so I'm not just hating on Ethan, but it gets a lot more hate just because that was the launch map, so it's always going to get that hate if it's on a bad system. IX gets some hate because Black Ops 4 is a bad system. They say IX gets one better map on it. I totally agree. IX was part of Black Ops 3. I think it'd be a conversation for S tier.
You know, I'm not gonna disagree with that necessarily because I also really like IX, so I'm not gonna disagree with that. But I don't know about it. I don't know. That's a good point you bring up. But I wanna. You said, oh gosh, now I forgot what I was gonna say. Completely forgot. Oh yeah.
I think D Machine would have benefited if it was kind of like that dark ether skybox. A little bit. If it was that skybox, I think I would have liked it a little bit more.
Firebase Z, you said that you think it had potential. It just was bad. I don't remember if it was Ethan's tier list video or mine or maybe both. We talked about it. I personally don't even think it's like a layout problem with Firebase Z. Like, I don't think the layout of it is necessarily bad. It's just everything else that's wrong with it. I don't even know how to describe it.
I don't think the layout's that bad either. I personally think I liked the setting. I love the setting of Firebase. When I got heard that was the setting, I was hyped because, I don't know, I just like that setting, I guess. And I just feel like they poorly executed it. Now, I don't know how they would do it much different because of how the new system is, so maybe it doesn't have potential. I just wanted that map to be good because I liked that setting of like Vietnam or whatever. I don't know. I just like that setting.
Yeah, I thought it was decent at first, and then it just, I don't know, it's just worse now. I don't know how to
It's
describe
like
it.
the equivalent of like, I don't even know.
Like,
I
it
would
could
say
have been good, but
Die Rise is way better than that. No, I don't think it doesn't have an equivalent. It's just
it's Black Ops.
Forsaken definitely is the worst though.
Yeah, it's Cold War's equivalent to Die Rise on BO2.
Yeah,
in a
sure,
way.
But I like Die Rise a little bit better than that. So
I also do, but
Easter egg by the way, heads are gonna start flowing.
that's a good comparison. For each specific game, it's like a mirror to each other, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's like the Zetsubo or the Die Rise or something like that.
Whoa, not the Zetsubo.
What's your opinion on Zetsubo?
That's disrespect.
Do you like Zetsubo?
I like it.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, I almost blew myself up.
I think Zetsubo is a great map, and I hate people hate on it. I love that map. I don't love it, but like I think it's a good map. I think Revelations is easily the worst map in that game. And I'm not saying Revelations is a bad map. I just think it's easily the worst map in that
Extra
game.
window
Not
missed.
including Chronicles.
Advise
Or
when it
I don't
reopens.
really ever include the Giant either because the Giant's base. But it's
I
just-
can't wait to see your tier list after hearing that comment right there. I can't wait.
What?
You think that it's the worst map in the game?
Rev? I
Easily.
mean, what's worse than it?
We'll get into that in your tier list.
Exactly.
We'll get into that in your tier
There's
list.
nothing. The only thing that could be argued to be worse than it is Zetsubo, and I personally like Zetsubo than most people. So that's. I'm not including Chronicles because if we're including Chronicles, then I'd have another map that actually Shinonuma would be. I just don't like it. What the hell?
Shit, my Kijiji. What other questions can I ask you?
So far, I don't think my opinions are that bad. I think they aren't that crazy. It's not like I'm saying Cold War is God. I can appreciate Cold War as well as other games. Like, Black Ops 3 is still the GOAT. It's always going to be the GOAT. If they make a game better than Black Ops 3, I would be highly surprised. Zombies.
I'd be very
I think
happy
Black
that
Ops 3
if they do, for one, because obviously it'd be great if it's better. Will they? No. The answer is no. They just never will.
side
Simply
note, my
put.
gun does 911 damage to the head.
I don't know what you said.
My gun does 911 damage to the head.
They simply won't make a game better than BO3 Zombies anytime soon, for sure. Maybe, in 30 years. Who knows?
If I
Can't
had
say,
$1
but
down,
yeah.
because nostalgia and I feel like their player base, their real zombies player base has gone down. Because I will agree with you, it makes the game too much like other game modes. It doesn't have its own personality. We're just not gonna have hardcore zombie players that want that Black Ops 3 feel anymore. So it's never gonna happen.
So what do you consider modern? Like Cold War?
That's a good
or Cold
question.
War?
Modern, because that's like the modern way zombies are played now is like Cold War. So it's easily the best since Cold War. Like no shadow of a doubt.
So we're considering Cold War and up modern zombies.
I would say yes, because Black Ops 4
I would
has
also
enough
say
of
yes,
an
that's-
OG system.
That's what the
Would you
general
consider Black
community
Ops 4 to be
says.
modern?
No.
No, Black Ops 4 is that OG
Yeah.
system.
So
Black
I would
Ops
say
4
Cold War-
is like the last middle ground between modern and old, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because like I explained this when I was doing my Call of Duty Live video. I called it the big switch. That was MW 2019, where like Call of Duty completely changed to what it is kind of now. MW 2019 kind of started that. I would say Cold War is like the big switch for zombies, if that makes sense. Like that's when
Really?
we've got what we have now with zombies.
Yeah, agree.
I think if you're talking about the best modern zombies map, it is without a doubt Citadel.
Citadel would probably number 2. I mean, probably it's easily number 2, but Mauer's easily number 2. I love it. I mean, Mauer is
If
like,
you're talking about map design, like aesthetics, aura, Easter egg, wonder weapon,
Aura.
boss
Power has
fight.
clout. That's all the order you need.
Citadel is actually unique for the first time in 5 years. Has actually unique wonder weapon. First time in 8 years.
What's not unique about the Wonder Weapon that has like 14 different ways the Wonder Weapon works? You can pick it up on the ground. That's pretty unique.
Not fun.
The only thing like I can think of right now that you guys haven't already said about Citadel is it's the first map that I played in a while that kind of actually felt like zombies to me, besides maybe Terminus.
I don't mind Terminus. I just don't think it was as good as it was.
I don't think Terminus is bad. I just don't think it's that
Yeah,
great.
Terminus. Honestly, I think of Terminus kind of in the same way I think of Doom Machine, in a way.
Okay,
But I think I would prefer Doom Machine just because I have better memories on Doom Machine.
What
I have
makes
so many
Mauer
memories on
better,
Doom
though?
Machine.
Extractions available.
what
when
makes
you're ready.
Mauer a better map?
I think aesthetically it looks amazing. The Wonder Weapon is obviously good. I love the high round strat of sitting in the power room. I don't know. I've always loved that strat. The Easter egg is pretty fun, and it's actually the boss fight's kind of difficult. It was the first difficult boss fight we've had in a little bit. I don't know. I think Mauer's a good map, and it was a step in the right direction. And they lost.
That's-
That's another topic.
That's what I was about to ask is what about since then? Do you think they went in the right direction?
I think they're headed like Ops 7 I thought. They're starting to head in that zombies is this game.
I
It's the same
think
thing as DO6.
I think Black Ops 7, I think it's a step in the right direction. I really do have high hopes. I think it can be good, but it still needs to take a lot more steps in that direction, if that makes
Oh
sense.
yeah, I'm not saying it's just the best zombies ever, but I will say them already changing stuff that people had problems with the data, them making the maps like actually look like zombies maps, and then having their own like zombies team, and even the dev talk. Those dev diaries are amazing. I love it.
I do like
Gives
how
you
they do that.
insight.
That's good.
I just feel like they are going in the right direction.
Matt
Not saying
Scronce
this
is doing
zombies
his job, being the lead over there. The guy in charge of all the devs.
Oh,
It's like the head dev and all the dev talks.
Zombies dev needs fired. I'll say that. Kevin. Drew needs fired. Henry, I think that BO7 Zombies is gonna be the exact same as BO6, with some slight
it
changes.
very well
and
could be.
roll over.
I don't think that's a crazy take. I don't think that's crazy.
think-
I hope it isn't though. That's all I'm gonna say.
I've heard it mentioned a few times. I think it's more and more I think about it, more and more I think it's true is the nostalgia thing. They're bringing back Nikolai, Rikov, Takio,
Well, I
all
mean, yeah, I'm not saying that's a good idea at all, but you know, from their point of view, it's gonna make a lot.
First mode is gonna give him purposes. It's not gonna keep him playing. It's not gonna be like it is. It's like, oh, he's one. It's not actually gonna be that. It's way more just that. It's not gonna be what we think it is at all.
I can agree with that. Again, I have high hopes, but I'm like prepared to be let down at the same time, if that makes sense. The nostalgia bait, I do have a huge problem with that. I've mentioned that in other videos. I think it's kind of crazy how much they're bringing back, like you said, the old crew, and actually the DM, they have Ascension in it, which,
Like,
yeah,
when
they've
we
done it
talked about
before.
this in class, Ethan, I agree with that. They should just make interesting characters. They should just make a crew that is interesting. Instead of bringing back OG characters that are not, or, I mean, that are interesting, but that aren't going to be interesting now because we're going to ruin them somehow. Which,
I really
even
hope they
though
don't.
The backstory on all the characters are kind of fire.
I think it's slightly disrespectful in a way, because like
Oh, yeah,
not
it
only did they
definitely is.
basically retire, but Takio's voice actor no longer even has his voice. So what are you gonna do about that? AI?
Is
I
this
think
a
that's it.
Yeah, I mean,
is this a hot take? I would rather than bring, even though I'm scared they're gonna mess up the OG crew and ruin their rep, I would rather than bring it back than keep the operators we have now, because it's literally just random operators they threw in the
well,
story.
yeah.
Is that a hot take, or
That's
you
what
guys
I'm
agree with
saying.
that?
Make 4 interesting characters.
I don't think I agree, Zach, because I get what you mean, and I would agree if you couldn't switch them out and do whatever you want. Like, yeah, like these are the set 4 characters, but if you wanted to play as Bart Snake, you could. I think that's
And not even just the fact that you can switch them out, just the 4 characters that they have in the story. It's literally just random operators they threw in.
yeah, I agree. And it's been like this since Cold War. Like, I feel like ever since Cold War, I haven't known any of the zombies characters. I haven't. Like, I've done
I
all
could
the
tell you
Easter
right now,
eggs.
I haven't.
Yeah, I've done the Easter eggs. I've watched the cutscenes. I can know what's going on, and like not at the same time. But I also don't care. Like the cutscenes are AI made, no words half the time. They don't. The story's dog shit.
Also, maybe another hot take. Probably not though. I feel like you guys might agree with this one. I feel like they should have actually kept the BO4 storyline instead of starting this one, the Dark Aether, because I don't know. This one's just so bad in my
I
opinion.
definitely think the BO4 storyline is a little bit better than this, but if they were just gonna make a new storyline, they should have just made a completely new, like, separate storyline, not try to introduce the characters that you literally. I think you play as Weaver in the campaign at one point in Cold War.
I'm pretty sure.
I mean, I
don't
know you
for
save
sure,
them
but
in Black Ops 1 or whatever, but these are different universes or whatever. But you save Weaver in Black Ops 1, so he shouldn't even be in the
yeah, that's what I mean. It's just I don't know. I think it's weird. If they had to keep a crew, they should have kept BO4 because they at least had a decent, not good, decent story building behind it. Instead, they
I
just
thought it
scrapped
would be
it.
cool if the transit crew became like an actual, like, even though they kind of ended their story or whatever, if they somehow made them like the
Yeah, Tanner's exposing his ball knowledge here. I can't lie.
what?
They died off. They're dead.
You know they were like involved with the premise story, right?
I know. I was gonna say like it would have been cool if they could have like implemented in somehow in the story again because I actually liked that crew. I thought they were fun, even though their maps were more bad than good. Well, I think they have more bad.
I feel like I don't know. How many maps did they give the crew in BO4? And what's that crew even called? I don't even know.
There's a name for it.
I know that there is. I just can't remember
It
it.
was chaos. It was the chaos.
The Chaos crew. Would they give them 4 maps and then they just cut them off? 4 or 5 maps?
They had
Yeah, Voyage,
9, Dead of the Night, Voyage.
9, Dead of the Night, Ancient Evil. Were they in Ancient Evil?
Yes, they are.
How many is that?
And then the rest of them.
Anyone count with their fingers?
Was
Cog was the
transit
not-
crew.
That was the end of the Aether story.
Yeah.
Yes.
So they gave them that many maps and then they just literally cut them off. We never heard from them again. I think it's just a little ridiculous.
I miss the fact that they used to be able to make one just cool zombies map, have its own story, its own Easter egg, its own unique 4 characters, and have no ties with anything else. Just
That's a good
cool map
point.
to play.
Like Mob of
Like-
the Dead, one of the best maps ever. That's a good point.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not even just mob though. Like I called that it did tie into like the whole main Easter, like the whole Easter egg thing. Like it tied into the main storyline in a way. But it was still really cool. Still 4 unique characters. You never even saw the other characters, but that you knew they were there. But, I mean, it was just 4 unique characters on a cool map. Why can't they just have that? Oh, and Shadows. Shadows was a cool map. 4 characters we've never seen. Never seen
Yeah,
again.
I just
Still tied
something
in.
in my head. I just feel like I'm playing as.
And Shadows and Mob both tie in, by the way, just in case one of you two
How's
think
Mob
they don't.
playing? Exactly.
I've seen this.
I don't
know if that's
Yeah, I don't remember the exact like wording, but because you know the mob characters themselves, you know they're stuck in a loop there, right, Tanner?
Well,
Yeah, and they look
There's
like
something to
alike.
do with that, and somehow, some way it ties. I don't remember exactly how. Shadows,
Not
I know how because Rick Toppin shows up. He steals the
Yeah. a
summoning key. I don't remember the exact
I don't
storyline
remember
on
how
Mob,
I guess I've never.
but
You know, Call of the Dead. that you
So-
bring in, like, bring them or whatever. And,
let's think. We had the Aether crew, obviously, with Primus and Victus versions, but we'll just call it the Aether crew. Make it simple. We had the Transit crew, and we had Mob characters and the Shadows of Evil characters. So 4 separate crews, just off the top of my head, I can remember, and they all tied into the same story. Where now
yeah.
we only have the same characters because
Join the physics team.
they really don't have a story. They do, but it's just they are.
Well, I mean, 5.
Not as
5
good.
has, like,
yeah, I have these characters.
but I don't. I just never liked it. I don't know. When I was little, I got scared and I never played it, and the more I grew up, the more I didn't like it. I don't know. It's just when I was little. It's just like a sports team. Like you grow up hating a certain sports team because you like a certain other sports team, and then you grow up you don't like them. I guess that makes sense.
I think it's a little bit different. Sure.
I think the 5 crew was unique.
Different, but-
I don't think it was. necessarily needed, but it fit the map at least. So
But then again,
I'll give it
somebody
that.
could use that argument. Well, they were in the campaign, but that's different. That's not the storyline. That's just
made that
literally
argument
4
there.
characters.
We'll hit the next exfil. So we got
You
till
made that
then
argument today.
to get our arguments out and our questions.
I don't have an argument. I'm perfectly fine. I'm chilling. I know where I stand on this game. Well, the new.
All right, let's talk about some more BO7 stuff. Some questions for you all. Do you think we should still have the weapon rarity system? Only the weapon rarity system. Nothing to do with salvage armor plates. Do you think we should have weapon rarities in BO7?
I even like back in the day when I was doing Marshall all the time in Cold War, I said this is the dumbest thing they've ever had. More dumb than armor is the weapon rarity. When I pack punch my gun, I want that to be upgraded. I'm fine with a 3-pack system just to make something, or give you something to grind for throughout the game, I guess. But the weapon rarity, I hate. Absolutely hate.
Okay, Tanner, then why do you like modern zombies so much? Because you realize that you can't have a loadout. You can't have like no weapon rarity without loadout, right?
No, I mean, I get that. It's just something I can. That's the thing. If I hate something, that doesn't mean I hate everything about it. I just hate that specific thing. I can like things while hating something else.
Yeah, but that's the reason it's there. They keep loadouts, but they have to have weapon rarity, so they have to have salvage.
I get that, and I'm not saying like if I don't know how to explain it. I don't like it at all, but I get why it's there. I'm not a fan of it. I wouldn't choose it. Just like
What do
I'm
you
saying, I would not choose to play Cold War over Black Ops 3. I just like Cold War. I had a great time playing it, so there shouldn't be an issue with me liking that while liking other games.
So do you like the fact that you can like have armor plates, have score streaks, mantle everything around you in zombies? Literally
All I
have
asked
no
about
reason
was
to
weapon
use the brick
rarities, man.
machines.
I was gonna get into all that next.
sorry.
Yeah.
Y'all are jumping the
Weapon
gun here.
rarities.
You're jumping the
Go
gun.
back to weapon rarities. Yeah,
Weapon
I
rarities
think-
alone, I don't know how much World War II zombies you all were invested in, but if they had, did you know there's a weapon rarity system in that game?
Yes.
If
Wow.
they tried to include that weapon rarity system in, like now, I wouldn't hate it as much. I don't think. I still don't think I would want it, but if they wanted to keep it, I think they should go that route. Now, in terms of other stuff, armor plates and salvage, what are our thoughts on that?
Okay, Tanner.
I
My
think
original
I will say I think there should be 0 armor in zombies. I think that's the dumbest thing ever.
Yeah, I think armor. I guess armor is probably the dumbest thing ever. Now that I think about it, because that literally has no point. Like, just. Sorry, I take that back. What I say, armor is the dumbest thing. The more I think about it, armor. Like,
But can you answer my question I asked earlier?
Look at my points. Look at my points. Look at my points.
Like, what's the point? Like, do you like the fact that you have armor plates, like the salvage, the score streaks, the mantling, everything? Like, do you see a problem with any of that?
like the mantling and movement. No, I don't. They built the maps around that, so you are available to mantle someplace. That's why they built it. They built that. They built the map to be a part of that game. You know what I mean? They wouldn't put that map in Black Ops.
I think it's dumb, though. But I hate it.
I don't. It's just part of the map. It's not like they're bringing the whole map back to give it.
Yes, I agree with that. I understand they built maps around everything, but the fact that back in the day, or not even like back in the day, like 10 years ago, if you were trading zombies, you have to know where you're at. You can't go to this corner. You have to know how you're gonna get out.
I would argue in Cold War, in Black Ops 6, it's not as hard. No, I would not say that it's harder to train or it's even closer. But you still have a level of training that you do. Now, armor makes it where you can get hit 18 times. So
Like I just did.
I guess that's another argument.
Okay, and I don't like the Wonder Fist. I think the Wonder Fist is stupid. I know they had it back in the day, it was a lot different. I think the Wonder Fist they have now, it literally brings no point to not only every
What do you mean no
on the
point? I
map.
feel like the Wonder Fist is a great addition because it
Tanner,
just simplifies things.
There's no point to having the Wonder Fizz if there is, like, or there's no point to having the brick machines if there's Wonder Fizzes, and
Yeah, no, I get what Ethan's saying. Ethan's saying like the old Wonder Fizz, it was random. You're basically gambling on what you
Yeah.
get. Where this one, you can literally just select which one you
Yeah,
want. So you
not
shouldn't
only
have the
that-
individual perk machines. I get what you're saying.
not only that, but like back in the day, getting a perkaholic, you get one. You're never gonna. You're scared to use it because it's the only one you have. Now you can literally just buy.
I still haven't
every
used
perk, have every perk.
Yeah, but I
in
mean,
the
it
game.
takes a lot of points to do that, and it just makes things easier. Like, if you didn't have the Wonder Fizz in game, you're just gonna go around and buy all your perks anyways. So why
Okay,
not
I
just
think-
do it all in
okay.
one spot?
All right, different question. Do you think there should be a perk limit?
I mean, no, not really. Not in these new games, no. In the old games, yeah, they built the game around there being a perk. That's like, I don't know.
What
The
do
new
they
games
do
feel like crap.
differently? What do they do differently to make sure that they build does not have perks?
They make they give you upgrades for the perks or whatever to make them like actually, I don't know how to explain it. They balance it out well enough to where you don't feel like, I mean, I guess you are Juggernaut in these games because you get hit 18 times, but you're not just like, you don't have just God mode with every perk in the game. It's not that big of a deal. Like, having stamina up and PhD as extra perks isn't that big of a deal. All it does is give you a movement boost, in my opinion, which PhD does more, but that's all I use it for in this game, which is movement.
You're saying they balance it out correctly, yet you can literally have every perk, and not only every perk, but the best version of every perk. How is that balanced at all? Like BO4 had it, where you can only select 4 perks.
Because zombies
You
do
had to select
infinitely
them.
more damage. Zombies do infinitely more damage on high rounds than they did at the lower round. Like they
this
make the
scam
zombies do
30
more damage
angles
throughout
that
the
you
game.
want.
Man, where's the
I don't
crafting
know.
table at on this map?
It doesn't matter. The
Okay.
difficulty is insanely easier, and you're just gonna say the zombies do more damage to make it seem hard.
What's so bad about zombies being a little bit easier? I don't get that argument. If I'm playing zombies, I want to have fun. I'm not trying to challenge myself every time I load up a zombies map. Like, I don't
Problem
get
is-
that argument.
Yes,
At
I've
all.
grown older and I've gotten better at the game, but it's still like
Yeah,
even if I
then
was the same
You
age,
can.
it would still be.
I know people hate this argument.
Yeah,
Just play without
guys,
that, or
I
just go play
really
the
hope
older
you're enjoying
zombies
this
game.
video.
Because
I'm
you
getting
know
a
they
blast out of this
advertise
right
these
now.
zombies games
This is
to be
amazing.
like this, and
Oh,
you know
listening
these
to
zombies
them.
games are gonna be like this.
I'm just chilling,
So
man. Hey,
why
subscribe
waste
down
time
below if you
complaining
like
about
this.
how it's
We're
too
gonna have
easy
more on the way.
when
We're
you
gonna have
just go play
Tanner's
older
tier
zombie
list on the
games?
way.
I've never understood
This is
that.
gonna
When
be
I'm playing
great.
zombies,
This is gonna
I
be a
just wanna
great
have
time.
good I've never once loaded up a zombies game. and
Oh,
just
this is
thought,
awesome.
"Man, I
Alright,
just want to
I'm
have
on
such a difficult time to where my brain melts. No, I just want to have a good time, play zombies. Like,
No, I know you're wrong. You wanna get on zombies and grind camos. That's all they make this for. It's an easy camo grind.
I mean, yeah, I like grinding camos. It
That's
gives
all
me
it
something.
is.
to
Yeah,
look
he's
forward
gotta
to.
be
You're
really
not
good
gonna
at this
play
point.
it if you
Gotta
have a
be.
camo. I think that argument's so flawed. Like, go play something else. Go play an older game. Change these
Yeah,
settings.
I mean that's the only argument I can give you. But like, there's no reason to complain that a game's easy. Like, just don't play it. Like, I don't get why you're complaining of the game. Like, I personally just want to load up a game and have fun. That's what games are meant for. I don't want to load it up and just freaking bare bones the whole game and be struggling. Like, some people do like that, yes, and they're just gonna have to realize this is not the game for them. This is just not the game for them, and that's okay. There's other games for that. But me personally, I liked it because I could just load up a Cold War Zombies match, which I did many times, even if after I did get the camo. Nowadays, I don't know. I just get bored easy doing things. But that's a different topic. Anyways, back then, I would just load up zombies just to play because I had fun just running around shooting zombies. Like, I had fun doing that.
It's not even just necessarily that it's easier. There's zero good aspect of this. The fact that the most players that are playing the match, not even the most, a very large majority are just grinding camo. Like, when you look at the BO6 statistics on maps played, Liberty Falls direct load was the highest by a large margin. And that was, you know what that was, right?
Every single Call of Duty game since MW2019 has had that aspect. In every game mode that there is a camo, they spend the first month getting the camo, and then the player base either dies or they just use that camo and just spam it. Like,
Yeah, the zombies player base died after. You're right. There's zero good aspects of this, Tanner. It's too easy.
Yes,
no good story. No good Easter eggs.
That's
No
your
We
opinion,
got
though.
one
Like,
more round till we're X filling. Let's switch up the subject. We'll save this for another day. Black Ops 7, curse mode. You guys excited for it or no?
I was until they announced what they're gonna do with it. Now I'm just like,
I'm kind of the same. Like, I still have hopes, not very high ones anymore.
No,
But
here's what I told Ethan, and here's what I think is gonna happen. They are going to release curse how they imagine curse. So it's gonna to be like not OG at all. They're just going to have certain relics or whatever. The community is going to complain about it. And when it comes season 5, when their player base is down in the gutter again, because that's just usually what happens. People are looking towards the next Call of Duty game, or they're playing a beta of some sort. Season 5 or season 6. They're going to release OG point system cursed mode at that time, and that's how that mode's going to come. And then the next Call of Duty game is going to have that for Black Ops 8. That's how
I hope not. It'll be a long time. I'm waiting for another good Zombies game.
I don't hope that happens at all. I just looking at it from how Call of Duty has been the last few years. That's how it's going to be. I hope not. If I'm wrong, I'm going to be the happiest person in the world. But
Originally, I was very excited for Cursed, and then the more they talk about it, the less excited I get. The one good change they've said, though, is that once one person completes the Easter egg in Ashes of the Damned, everybody gets Cursed, because that means I don't have to go do it on my own right when the game drops just to play Cursed and then be disappointed. I can just be disappointed, you know? Or maybe they'll surprise me. I'm still going to hold a little hope.
To be honest, I think it's going to be, it's just nostalgia bait. It's nostalgia bait for the players who want old saying, oh, OG point system that you guys miss. But it's also just poking the players that are saying the game's too easy. By adding like taking out armor. And again, I don't know if you saw, but they're saying you can still have the option to buy armor. I don't know if they're getting rid of salvage or what. I haven't.
Nah,
I don't know if
it's gonna have it all. They say you need to have armor because it's a harsh world out there. Yeah, I don't know. When they first announced it, me myself included, thought it was gonna be something way different than it is. Now it's just gonna be a harder version of Zombies, and you use different relics to beat the game multiple times, and then you're supposed to like brag about beating it with certain relics, which I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that. It's just not what I thought we were getting, I guess.
I think they advertise too much to try to bait people into playing it. Not the reason they advertise. Or maybe, here's the thing that I've realized though, a lot of leakers do most of their advertising for them. They leak. I feel like somebody at Treyarch just leaks stuff on purpose so leakers get it. All the information I've ever seen has came from the leakers. The only time I've ever been upset with information is when Treyarch talked about it. So maybe it was just us getting our hopes too high just because the leaks made it seem like it was an OG mode. Or,
Possible.
You know.
Well, when Treyarch comes out themselves and says, "Oh, OG Zombies mode coming out with Curse," like you're gonna be like, "Okay, cool," and they release more.
But they never said that. That was all the leaks that were saying that.
No, Kevin Drew did say that.
Maybe he did. I don't remember. But I know I hyped myself.
I think he
up
said it would be closer to the OG experience that he knows a lot of people want. I think he said something along those lines.
He said the OG point system. He said that, and I think.
Well, it is coming back.
Well, yeah, I think that's he's just saying that to get.
Which I hope that they adjust the zombies accordingly so that the OG point system actually works. Because if you stuck it in this game me and Tanner are in right now, it literally wouldn't work. Just because of how the zombies are now.
Oh, and they're also making you start with a pistol. So I guess then again.
Roger that. Bird headed your way.
I don't know. I think it'll be something for sure. I don't know. I've said a lot on it. There's not really much else I can say until I actually get to play it. Really, we're getting closer.
We're just all speculating about how it might go. It could go a completely different way, but we're just imagining what Treyarch.
I think one big strike on Black Ops 7 already for me is feeling the fact the HUD they're gonna change. The fact that it feels the exact same as Black Ops 6.
They said they're gonna have a unique zombies HUD. It just wasn't ready for the beta.
And the fact that what I was gonna say. Lost it. Something dumb.
All right. Well, that was a fun talk. I actually enjoyed talking about that a lot. Even though me and Ethan like argued the whole time, I actually really.
That's good. That's good.
I really enjoy talking about that stuff.
Like 40 some odd minutes.
We should just talk about Call of Duty in general. That would get some stuff.
The more I
definitely
argue
can.
with you, the more I feel like you're an idiot.
You definitely keep it going. I know I still have some things that I'd like you guys to answer. I know you guys still have things. So.
Oh, one last question.
Let's hear it.
Doppelgas returning after they said all unique. Doppelgas are returning.
I mean, it doesn't bother me because it's going to be in the farm map. I don't know how much.
Yeah,
farm
it's-
they're gonna
No, it,
They claim it's
they're
just
gonna
gonna
have
be
that
on
in every
farm.
survival map.
No, they're gonna have a different one
They,
on every.
they said they're
survival
gonna
map,
have
and that's
unique
Tuesday.
ones for each
And
survival.
now I'm not. I imagine it's gonna be a mimic on one map, and there's gonna be a shock mimic on
I
another.
hope not.
Maybe they will. Which they did say they're gonna make completely original, never before seen. So
Yeah, they
maybe
did. They did say that.
Maybe they did.
Hey,
Maybe
listen,
they
it's
did.
either we're getting lied to or they're actually gonna make them different. How different? Who knows? But hopefully
Oh yeah.
different. Anything
I'm
else?
excited to
Anything
see
else?
Tanner's tier list.
I'm excited. I'm excited to see Tanner's tier list. We'll have that video coming out soon. Stay tuned for that. Other than that, y'all got anything else before we wrap this one up?
Ethan's an idiot.
Tanner's cooked.
All right, sounds good. We will see y'all once the tier list comes out. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you guys saw this. Catch y'all on the next one. Love y'all. Peace.
Peace.
Bye.